Hi everybody, how's it going? Our lesson today about else if statement. In the previous lesson that I just recorded 2 minutes ago, we take if statement and if else statement. And today we'll take else if statements. It's one of the conditional statements. Let's go to see the syntax of else if statement. It's easy also. It's not that hard. All right, the syntax of else if statement. First, we write the first condition by using if keyword. If keyword and between two brackets we put our condition or the expression as we said, and if it's true the compiler go execute the if body if the first condition is true. If it's not true, this time we'll not directly use else, we'll use something called else if statement. Else if statement, we can put second condition next to it, like as you see it now on the slides. Else if statement is open for us two brackets, new two brackets, and put our expression or the second condition. If the first condition it's false, the compiler go check the second condition. If it's true, compiler execute the body that's belong to else if statement. If the second condition it's false, so the compiler not execute the body that's belong to the else if statement, and after that the compiler go to the else body to execute the code inside the else body. After the compiler checking the first condition it's false and the second condition is false, the compiler go to execute else body, which is the code that exists inside the else statement. Now let's go to Visual Studio to see what is else if statement. All right, this is the code of else if statement. We define integer data type and we declare variable, we name it time and equal 22. 22 here it's represent 10 p.m. all right, in a night. And after that we use if keyword and we open two brackets, we put the name of the variable time less than 10. 10 here represent a morning, for example. So all these numbers represent time. This is the first condition. As you see, I put it here as a comment, the condition number 1. And inside the if body, if the time less than 10 morning, which is not, it's 22 p.m. If it's less than 10 morning, I want the compiler print good morning to the user. Else if this condition is wrong or false, well, this condition it will be false because the time assigned to it 22, which means it's not less than 10. So the compiler will not execute for me if body, which is good morning, because the first condition it's false because the time stored inside 22, not 9 number less than 10. So the compiler will not execute if body to me. So in this case, because we use else if statement, the compiler will go check the second condition. When we write it like this, else if, the compiler give us another brackets to put the second condition inside it or the second expression. So the second expression, we use the name of the variable time and we said less than 20. 22 is not less than 20. If it was less than 20, for example 18, the second condition it will be true and the compiler will execute for me this string, which is good day. But while our second condition also it's false because 22 is not less than 20, 22 is greater than 20. So the second condition is false like the first condition. We have these two conditions are false here. Compiler will go and jump to the else body and execute this string, which is good evening. And in all cases, after the compiler checking all the bodies of if statement, else if statement, and else statement, will go to complete the rest of the code after these statements, which is here the code after the else if statement will always execute. Let's do run to understand this program. Because the time assigned to it 22, the compiler should print for me good evening. Why? Because here in the first condition, time that is represent 22 is not less than 10, which means the first condition is false, and 22 also not less than 20, the second condition is false. So the compiler go execute the else body, which is good evening. Compiler print or display for me good evening, the string that exists inside the else body. And after the compiler finish executing this body, go and finish the rest of the code after these statements. As you see it here in the console screen, the code after the else if statement will always execute it. Okay, let's change the time. For example, make it 9 morning, 9 less than 10. So the compiler should print for me good morning, because the first condition it will be true, plus the code after this statement, the code after the else if statement will always execute. Let's see what the compiler is going to give us. Perfect, the compiler executes for us the first condition, which is belong to the if body, which is good morning, the string that inside it good morning. So good morning was executed because the first condition is true, because 9 that we assign it to the time is less than 10. So the compiler directly go to the first condition, so it's correct, it's true, execute the body inside it, the code inside it, and ignore the two bodies, or ignore the rest of the codes of the statements, and in the end the compiler go and finish the rest of the code, which is this line of code, the string that we write it after the statements. All right, let's change for the second time also the time. Let's say 18, which is 6 evening. The compiler should print for me or display for me on console screen good day, because 18 less than 20 but not less than 10. Perfect. The compiler execute for me the second condition, which is good day, because we changed the time from 9 to 18. The first condition it's false, because 18 is not less than 10. 18 is greater or bigger than 10, so the first condition is false. So the compiler ignore this body good morning, not executed for us because its condition is false. Compiler jump to the second condition, which is under else if statement, and check if the time less than 20. Yes, 18 less than 20, so the second condition it's true. The compiler execute the body of else if statement, which is good day, as you saw in the console screen. So the compiler after that ignore else body and jump to the rest of the code, which is this string, and execute it as you saw it in the console screen. By the way, you can come here after else if statement and you go one line down and you put condition as much as you want, not just one condition. You can put many conditions you want, for example 10 conditions. If the first condition is wrong, go to second condition. If the second condition is wrong, go to the third condition, for example. And you can have 10 conditions, 20 conditions, and in the end, if all of them wrong, the compiler will end up with the code of else statement, and after that, we finish the rest of the code. So no need to just put 2 conditions. You can use else if statement to put many conditions. If statement to put the first condition. If it's true, the compiler will execute the body inside it, and else if statement to put the second condition and third condition. So you can use else if statement to create many conditions after if statement. For example, here if else statement condition 2, if else statement condition 3, if else statement condition 4. So I can put, for example, 4 conditions, 5 conditions, 10 conditions by using else if statement. And if all of them wrong, if all of them false, the compiler will execute the body that exists or belong to the else statement, which is the last one, this one. All right, and after that also we'll complete the rest of the code if there is some lines of code after the statements. So that was the lesson of else if statement. It's one of the conditional statements. So see you next lesson, guys. Ciao.